Well, good afternoon, West Ham fans. Let's have a little chat about the academy. Yes, everybody, us on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. If you're new in there, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share. And give it a bloody good subscribe. So what we do, for anyone new to the channel, we've had a lot of new subscribers recently, so thank you, is what we do every Monday or thereabouts. We've got Game on Monday, which is the Tuesday. We do a show dedicated just to the academy, just the under-18s and 21s, because it's really important. It's really important. It's the lifeblood of West Ham. It's, it really is, what we do. So the idea is we take some time, only a 20-minute show, 15, 20 minutes, talk about any news that's affecting the academy. And then we talk about stuff like the games, a bit of a match report as well, that type of thing. So that's sort of the basic synopsis of what we do, and that's why we do what we do. So let's crack on, because there's been a load of news. Particularly there's some really good news and positive news coming out of West Ham in terms of the academy, and some great news for the academy itself, in that we welcomed a new debutant to the first team, and that was on Thursday. So Thursday, obviously, we played Freiburg in the 5-0 drubbing of the Bundesliga side, and the last 10 minutes we saw the emergence of someone who I've been championing for a long time. I'm glad he finally got some game time. Mr. George Earthy. George Earthy made his first team debut, coming on as a late substitute, playing the right wing, touched the ball a few times as well. I mean, I've likened George to a bit like a Jack Grealish type character. He really is. He plays a 10 role for the under 21s. Had a good showing on Friday, had a good double day. We'll talk about that in the match report as well for George. But I mean, the smile he had in the touchline was fantastic, and just added to the great feeling of that game. It was a great game, and so he is either he's either the 997th or the 1278th player we've had at West Ham. So it depends about what numbers you go with. There's two orders. There's one which I think goes right back to that goes back to 1980, so 1895, and then we've got one which goes to 1896. I'm not too sure what the difference is, but yeah, so he's either the 12,780th or he's the 997th. So there we go. Great to see as well, and a great weekend for him. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. In terms of other news, we've had we're keeping it in the family. We're keeping it in the family at West Ham, as Lewis Brown, Kenny Brown's son, has been on trial at West Ham for the under-18 side. He was on Arsenal's books for a few years now, but he will be released at the end of the season. He's been informed, and he is now plying his trade. He's trialling for the under-18s. He's had a couple of games. He played in the 4-2 win last weekend we spoke about against Aston Villa, and I believe he played on Saturday as well in their win against Brighton. However, we're not sure, because on the club website it just says trialist, but I believe Lewis played there. Defender, good defender, and obviously getting some minutes. Maybe might not sign for West Ham, might sign for someone else. Maybe he's a top lad, Lewis. Know him very well. He's at every game. He is at every game with his dad, of 18s and 21s, and his knowledge of the world of the 18s and 21s is phenomenal. He knows everyone, it seems. He knows how many, whether they're first year, second year, whether they're graduate, whether they're on the pro forms already. He has a incredible knowledge of youth football. So even if he doesn't make it as a player, he will be a fantastic coach, no doubt about that, particularly an academy coach. But good luck to Lewis in his trial for that. Never easy. Obviously, we'll be releasing number of players coming up in the summer as well. They're probably already informed that they're being released, so you'll probably be seeing a lot of players going on trial at other places as well. Just the way it is, coming to the end of their contracts, so they'll be offered whether another additional contract or maybe they got a pro deal. There's a number of obviously players we know who are out of contract within who have been in the first team, such as Obama and stuff as well. So no doubt we'll be hearing more from that. Speaking of Obama, international call-ups. Obviously, we enter now a period of international football. The first team will talk about that this week in terms of where they're playing, who they're playing with, that type of thing. But obviously, for the academies, there are a number of international call-ups as well, with Divine Mbama, Finley Herrick, and Lewis Orford all getting call-ups for various England age groups. Henrik and Lewis Orford are part of the under-18 under-18 squad, while Divine is part of the men's elite league squad, which is formerly under-21s, which is fantastic. England under 18s will play Czechia, Germany, and Netherlands across 6 days as part of a Super Cup. While Obama is part of a 23-man strong group who will be playing Poland, and then will be playing Czechia. Also, West Ham, player, but obviously West Brom loanee Callum Marshall, he's been called up to the full Northern Ireland squad for their away fixtures against Romania and Scotland. Speaking of Callum, he was a unused substitute once again for West Brom as they won 2-0. Was it 2-0? Was it 2-0? Let me just find. What was it? Yeah, 2-0 as they continued their playoff push with a 2-0 win at home against Bristol City. Obviously, Callum not getting any minutes again. Elsewhere, Gideon Cadera played the first, where was he? Played the first 60 minutes as Wycombe Wanderers beats Northampton in League One at home, with Freddie playing the full 90, which was fantastic. Good to see as well. Another 90 minutes under the belt for Freddie in the midfield at Wycombe. An absolute fantastic time on his loan spell there. Elsewhere, Dan Chester's played right wing back the full first 74 minutes as Salford City beat Morecambe 3-1 at home in League Two. Cian Forson played the full 90 as Dagenham Redbridge beat Alan Devonshire's Maidenhead United 4-1 at the Chigwell Construction Centre, and Christian Heggie played the full 90 minutes as Den Bosch went down 4-1 at home against Willem II. Obviously, he's been having a good run recently, so a few goals gone past him, but Willem are a very good side in the Dutch second division. Elsewhere, let's talk about some good results. Great weekend for usually the under 21s have a good game and the 18s don't, or vice versa. Not the case this week. 2 wins, and also more importantly, 2 wins against Brighton, which is always good to see. Let's start with the under 21s. Under 21s won 4-1 away at Brighton. And went top of the Premier League 2 South table following that 4-1 victory. Obviously, they'd lost 3-0 last week to Fulham, and Steve Potts decided to put in a stellar performance on the South Coast to see off Brighton, a side who we also beat 2-1 in the International Cup meeting recently. And obviously, we'll be playing PSV Eindhoven in a couple of weeks' time at the Dagenham Redbridge Stadium. Divine put the Hammers ahead after 34 minutes. Regan Clayton did all the hard work, played really well and reaching the byline, pulled it back, and he now England under 20 striker fired past the Brighton goalkeeper from close range. George Earthy, 24 hours after making his senior debut, doubled the lead before Obama tapped in home on the goal line after being set up by Clayton again to make it 3-0. And you would have seen they did a fantastic mock-up of the Mo Kudus. It's the title screen. It's on the thumbnail. Mo Kudus' celebration with George, with Patrick Kelly playing the stool, I believe. God bless him. Brighton pulled one back, and then we had a penalty, which their defender got sent off. Noe Atom, I think his name was. Then Junior Robinson turned that in. After actually George Earthy's penalty was originally saved. So George Earthy made the save, and then Robinson made the tap in. And then, unfortunately, Divine Mbama's got a red card at the end in the final action as the Hammers made their 11th league win this season. I think so. Top of the Premier League 2 South. Fantastic. Tottenham still got a couple of games in hand, but Obama getting sent off right at the end. not the best, because he just scored 2 goals as well, bless him. Not the best end to the game. Let's talk about the 18s. Another victory, beating Brighton as well. They remain definitely in the South Premier League South title race, following a 3-1 away win, so a home win to Brighton at the Little Heath Stadium on Saturday. Beautiful day. Some goals. Mehmet Haim scored again. Josh Briggs and Tyron Ekpata all scored. Some good chances. It was a really comprehensive game, actually, to be honest, at Little Heath. It was captained by Ryan Batcham again. Had a good showing. And yeah, I mean, I think it's their 14th, Kevin Keen's side, 14th league win. Is it their 14th league win? I think it is. Yeah, I believe so. Next up, they played Chelsea at the Cobham training ground on Saturday the 6th. So after the international break for the under-21s, next up for them is the 7th, April the 7th, the Friday, Rush Green. They played Derby County. Pardon me. 7 p.m. kickoff. Get you down. I'll be on the 1s and 2s. Go and support the under-21s. Devine Bar won't be playing because he's got a red card. Anyway, and that's it. So a really positive academy show. Apart from Den Bosch, everyone involved in their loan spells got victories. 2 victories against Brighton for the 18s and 21s. George Earthy getting his first team debut. Nice and positive as we go into the international, and a few guys getting called up for the internationals as well. Anyway, if you like what we do, don't forget to like, comment, share below, and we'll be back tomorrow with all the fun of the fair, talking about all the internationals and loads of other stuff coming up. And also, we've got some really, really good interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye. Might be one this week. We're just trying to confirm the date. It could be this week. If not, it could be next week. On a ex-Hammer who hasn't been on the channel, and is one of my Hammers 11s. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith. Come on, you bloody irons. Laters potatoes.